Guess who's back? Back again. Welcome to the Tardis Zone live on this Sunday evening. I don't know what has actually happened, but it's a bit weird that the messenger call went crazy and then all of a sudden we lost the stream. So we're back with a new one. I'm kind of annoyed because we have 40 people watching and now we've only got the 13 now. It's dropped completely from 70 to 30. Please tell me this stream is not going to go as well. Ted is a bit moany. There must be. Is there some gremlins or something in the computer you want to tell me?
That's what it is, clearly.
What's wrong with you? Ted is here going crazy. Oh, buddy. What? Dominus? Is there something happening? You can hear him, can't you now? Oh.
I can, yeah.
Teddy.
Right. Well, before we got so rudely interrupted by the cut off, but actually, hold on, just stay there for a minute because I have to do the same thing. So listen, after this, Ted has totally could took over this stream. Cheryl, is there? Could you put him up beside your bed and see if that if he calms down?
Which do you want?
Okay, do whatever you want to do. Okay, sorry. Okay. So I had the reason why the live chat was up late for the last was because I did an interview. That interview will be after this live stream. It'll probably be up about 40 minutes after this live stream. If you're awake to watch it, please do so. Right. So just before we got rudely interrupted, I had Neil on the line here now.
Hello.
How are you? And everything seems to be working well now. So obviously, I brought you on. So what would you like? See, I'm at completely losing my train of thought. What would you like to discuss tonight, Neil?
I've got nothing to talk about.
Oh, you've nothing to talk about. Oh, that's great. So we'll just sit here and just chin wag about absolutely nothing. Yeah.
I mean, obviously, what you were talking about before about the fandom, it has gone a bit tits up, for want of a better phrase, hasn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I have to disagree when I think it's completely beyond hope, though, because I still maintain, like what I said to you the last time, that all this will go away once the certain element of the fandom moves on to their next target.
Yeah.
So we just hope that's sooner rather than later.
Yeah. Sorry, I just have to send Yvette. Oh, she got it. Okay, she sent me a message. I was just what you call? Yeah, I mean, look, the last 48 hours, 72 hours, I say, in this fandom have been probably the worst that I've witnessed. With the way
we've never had problems like this as Doctor Who fans before Jodie, have we?
No.
Let's be honest. We've never had these sort of problems before Jodie. Everybody had disagreements. Certain people said certain doctors were better than others, but nobody's ever gone as toxic as what's happening now.
Yeah, I agree.
So it's, and I mean, as much as I don't want to blame one person for it, and it's not just one person, it's a few people. But in terms of the reason behind why it's gone toxic, it's this current era of Doctor Who. Now, we're going to be told, obviously, from the other side, that it's us that are the problem because we're the misogynist pigs and all this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's not true, because we can have a debate with anybody without getting into insults and, nasty comments and, as you say, the pictures that get sent about and all this sort of stuff. And we've always been able to talk like that. But it's these ones that are coming in now that are doing all this sort of thing. And they're the problem, whether they want to admit it or not, because, as I say, any time that's brought up, they literally just start attacking you with, no, you're a sexist, misogynist asshole, you don't know what you're talking about. But it never happened before.
Yeah. Yeah, not this type of behaviour anyway. It's gotten totally out of control. I mean, where do you draw the line,
Oh, well.
How far does it have to go before people say, nah, this is wrong, enough is enough? Or, does it have to be, as I have pointed out earlier, does someone really have to, because someone's being bullied on social media, does it have to come with someone taking their life before someone jumps to action in this fandom? I mean, it needs to be called out. It needs to be criticised. And I mean, just because you don't like someone's opinion doesn't give you a right to go and do a 26-minute video where you're just basically ranting and making false accusations against someone. Yes, you can disagree with their comments and what they're saying, their beliefs. That's fine. But why do a video? As I said, I think this was for attention. They're obviously going to get the attention now that they wanted, but I just think it's very bad. I think it's not good for the fandom. Just shows shows how bad and how ugly this fandom has actually really become.
I mean, I'm not, I don't get so much of a problem now. But when this was first announced, however long ago it was now, on that sort of end of that Wimbledon match, I immediately sort of jumped on forums and was talking to people about it. And obviously I was saying, I don't think that's the right idea. It's not, it's not what I think is right for Doctor Who and all this. And I didn't get, thankfully nobody really went to town on me, because this was early on in the situation. But I got the sort of misogynist, sexist, pig comments, and I was basically told that I'm a sad individual who has, well, without going into detail, who has probably never even been near a woman, and all this sort of stuff. And I'm sat there at that precise moment when somebody's typing that to me, looking at my 3 kids, looking at my wife, and going, "Have I missed something somewhere?"
You obviously have, mate, because apparently, like, we're all a bunch of basement dwellers that sit in dark rooms and do unspeakable things to ourselves while we're complaining about Jodie Whittaker on our computers, apparently. And apparently we don't have wives and girlfriends, and nobody would touch us because we're a bunch of sexist, misogynistic dinosaurs. I've never heard such nonsense in all my life, to be honest with you. They can't even come up with a creative argument anymore.
No, they can't. And the thing was, even in that early stages, I mean, it's even more prominent now, but even in that early stages, there were a hell of a lot of women that were against the idea.
Yeah.
And now, I think there are equally as many women against the idea that there are men.
Yeah. It's kind of sad.
And, so, well, when you said about where do you draw the line, I don't think there will be a line drawn until she's gone. It's going to keep going until she's gone. Then you'll have a brief period of where they're just bitter and twisted because she's gone.
Yeah.
And then they'll move on to the next target, and it'll be something else, probably James Bond at about the time when she's about to go. And then they'll be pushing for that one, even though I think that James Bond one is a bit of a red herring. And although we know they've brought in this actress that's going to play 007, I think they're going to find that this isn't going to be so much of a win for them as they think it is.
Yeah.
Because clearly this film is designed to show that he's retired at the beginning. She's now the new 007, which, let's face it, is just a code name. That's not James Bond. 007 is just a code name. But he's going to have to be called out of retirement because she can't do the job.
Yeah.
So I don't think this is going to be so much of a win for them as they think it is.
True. I agree with you 100%. But I mean, again, James Bond, we'll just have to see where that goes. But I don't know. I mean, when they start messing and tinkering with stuff like this, it's not a good idea. I mean, for example, if you look at what's happening at the moment with Batwoman and Supergirl, apparently second episodes of each show has completely vanished. The fandom has completely, the ratings have completely dropped. This type of entertainment, unfortunately, with the PC elements that it has, audiences are rejecting it. It's as simple as that. You can have female superheroes without having to trounce all over male male roles, male leads, whatever it is, or male here. Like for example, the Batwoman trailer. Now, people have actually said that the Batwoman trailer is a bit unjust because she doesn't actually go on like that. But the thing is, if you marketed a show like the way it was marketed, with her saying, "Well, I will make this Batsuit better because I'm a woman and all this, it look better on me because I'm a woman," then you're going to lose your audience. If you don't want to be doing
Doctor Who, didn't they, with that stupid trailer about breaking the glass ceiling?
I know, you don't need to be doing all that stuff. Just get on with the job at hand and try to make the best show possible. Yeah. And okay, if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But I don't think the fans would have been as bad towards it if they had to play their cards right. I still think there is, as this interviewer that I'm talking to later on will say, interviewee, I should say, says there's a lot of traditionalists out there, and that's fair enough.
Right.
But at the end of the day, you know, as I said, there might be, but I don't think this female doctor is never going to be accepted. It's just as simple as that.
The thing is, it depends how you look at the word traditionalist. I mean, I would agree in respect that I would equally not want to see a female character changed to a male.
Yeah.
You know, it's not that I am completely against women, because I'm not. I would never live that down anyway. But I would equally not like them to change a female character that's been traditionally female for X amount of years, as much as I don't like them changing a male character to a female. Because they do it purely just for, and we can't get around it without saying, I hate the phrase, but we can't get around it without saying politically correct. And that's the only reason they do it. It doesn't have anything to do with furthering the show. It doesn't have anything to do with it making the show better. Because every time they've attempted it, and I mean virtually every time, the only one I can think of where it worked and nobody complained about it, and even there was a little bit of a backlash when it first came out, but where it hasn't really affected it too much, was the Battlestar Galactica remake.
Yeah.
Now, because that was a remake, it wasn't a continuation of the original show. It wasn't even supposed to have any ties with the original show at all.
Yeah, it was just their version.
So making Starbuck a woman didn't matter.
Yeah.
So, and in this one, they really went in the old Battlestar Galactica. Get the teeth in. That was their names.
Yeah.
Starbuck was his name. Apollo was his name. But in this one, it was just their call signs.
Right.
So they actually had proper names in the remake. Now, I actually enjoyed the remake of Battlestar Galactica.
Right.
It didn't. I was a fan of the original back in the 70s and the 80s, and so I watched the remake and I actually enjoyed it. And it didn't really affect the character. Starbuck, the character, wasn't affected by the fact that she was now a woman, because it wasn't supposed to be the original Starbuck. So that's how I think it worked with that. But majority of the other ones they've tried it with, Ghostbusters, Ocean's 11, Doctor Who, it hasn't worked.
Yeah, but you know what? A few people in the live comments actually disagree with you. I have to say, just reading some of the comments.
I haven't been reading them. Who said
Michelle doesn't like the remake. Yvette says, sorry, Neil, have to disagree.
Right, okay. But I mean, that's fair enough.
Yeah, I know, that's what I mean. But again, you can get your points across. That's what I'm saying, though. But, like, I mean, you know, not everybody is going to like it. Some people are. You know, I think that's the point I'm actually trying to make here. There's nothing wrong with having different opinions. I mean, Neil's not going to fall out with Yvette because she doesn't agree with him. Do you know what I mean? He's not going to do a 26-minute video because he doesn't agree with her. Do you know what I mean? It's pathetic.
Mine will only be 24 minutes.
There you go, 24 minutes, and Yvette will probably do a 24-minute-and-a-half video just to prove that she's better. You know what I mean? But no, the point of trying to make it ridiculous, you know what I mean? Everybody has different opinions. You know, I don't agree with people that say, you know, that say, oh, I'm all right with a female doctor. You know, I'm not. that's just the bottom line. But I'm not gonna go after anybody if they like it. Fair enough. You like a female doctor. I disagree with you. No, I mean, if you come after me and start criticising me, then I'll
it's just purely for me. If it's a continuation of something, I mean, the Ghostbusters one was a remake, but they went so over the top with that one, it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, it had nothing to do with the original Ghostbusters, so by rights it could. And I actually went into watching it when they were going to do it, and I went into watching the film thinking, right, this is a remake, so it doesn't actually have anything to do with Dan Aykroyd and Bill Murray's original Ghostbusters. Mm-hmm. So I started watching the film and I thought, right, I don't care that they've changed it to all women. But the film was absolute shit. So for me, it had nothing to do with they changed it all to women. It was just that it was a very, very poorly made film.
Yeah.
So, which has been proven by the fact that they now want to do a third sequel to the original ones instead of a sequel to the all-female ones. So, not that I wasn't overly keen on Ghostbusters 2. It wasn't a great sequel for me anyway. But
yeah, I've watched that.
It's got to be better than the all-female one because that was just all.
Well, the all-female one was a total disgrace. I mean, I've watched it now 4 times now to see if my opinion has changed on it. It makes Ghostbusters 2 look like an Oscar-worthy movie. I'm being honest. That's how bad it is.
Yeah.
Ghostbusters 2. I have to admit, I'm not the greatest fan of Ghostbusters 2, but if I was to choose, if there was only 2 films left in the world and I had a choice between the 2016 version or Ghostbusters 2, it'd always be Ghostbusters 2. Because why wouldn't you want to watch a film with Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd?
Ghostbusters 2 is in the same universe as Ghostbusters, whereas the remake Ghostbusters isn't even in the same universe.
I know, but they messed up, they did with the promotion because they tried to make it in the very first teaser trailer, which caused confusion. They actually did link the 2 of them originally, and then he had to come out then, Kevin Feige, whatever his name is, Feige, had to come out then and basically say, oh no, this has nothing to do with the original.
Yeah.
But it's the most hated. It was the most hated YouTube.
Yeah. Well, the original actors played different characters in it. So.
Yeah. What did you think of the cameos? Who was your favourite cameo? Mine was Dan Aykroyd's cameo.
To see the original actors crop up.
Yeah.
Because I thought they should have been making a follow-on.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like the fact that they were there playing different characters. So but like I say, they're not. The film has nothing to do with the original 2. It has absolutely nothing to do with the original 2. So they can't be themselves.
Mm-hmm.
They can't be Pete Bateman or Egon Spengler or anybody like that. So they have to be in it as other characters. I thought Bill Murray's was a bit cheesy.
Yeah, I didn't like his because he was basically kind of taking the piss out of it. I like Dan Aykroyd's. I have to admit, I thought his cameo was probably the best one out of the lot of them. Was Dan Aykroyd's cameo where he's in the taxi. And,
just saying the line, "Who you gonna call?"
Yeah.
Oh no, I ain't afraid.
I'm afraid of no ghosts or something like that. Yeah. That was a deadly little cameo, but the film is an abomination.
And I was quite surprised. I mean, the only one who didn't crop up was the one who played the funny little guy.
Rick Moranis. Yeah, he's back. He's back.
That's right.
Yeah, he's back for the new Ghostbusters movie.
Oh, is he actually back for it?
Yeah. Apparently, now that's what I've read. Apparently, they've signed them up. Yeah, so brilliant. All the signs are looking good with the actors and that they're getting. Now, all we just need now is for the script to be solid enough that it. All I want is before I let you go. All I want this Ghostbusters movie to do is to whet the appetite of Ghostbusters fans again, right? I don't care if it's brilliant. If it's good, that's good enough for me once it's not absolute pure muck, right? And if it's good enough to get a sequel, go for it. That's what I say. Get them while they're willing to do it and get another one going. Hand the torch over and do it properly this time. Or even use this movie as the one where they hand the torch over the way they should have done it in the first bloody place.
Yeah, yeah. And I think they are going to go down that route, aren't they? They're going to put, there's going to be a new generation in it.
I hope so.
So, but, which is what I thought, like yourself, I thought that's what they should have done with the last one.
Yeah.
But they clearly went a different way.
Right, listen, the last time you were on, I forgot to get you to shout out your channels and stuff. So, because we've run out of time and I've got to get the next caller on. So, before you leave, do me a favour, because I forgot the last time. Give your channels a shout out there and all your other social media.
It's obviously Not My Doctor Who on YouTube. It's Not My Doctor Who Facebook group, Facebook page, Twitter, all under the same banner. Not My Doctor Who.
There you go. And he'll also, because he's clever, unlike me, because I still, even though Cheryl did show me how to do it, I've completely forgot how to do it. He will leave a link in the live chat.
I will do, yes, I will do.
No problem.
Listen, my YouTube channel's nowhere near yours, no, absolutely nowhere near yours, but when I get a bit more time, I'll put a bit more content on there.
Good man, and we look forward to seeing it as well. And for any of you guys that haven't subscribed to the channel, please do and support a fellow Whovian who just wants to do some good. And you should watch the videos that he's put up. They're actually all very good videos, believe it or not. So go on there. They actually are. No, the reason why I'm saying believe it or not is because people think, well, it's not my doctor, so it's obviously all videos anti-Jodie Whittaker and all this. No. Gives you a history for all you J-bots out there that actually know the history of Doctor Who. Yeah, this guy will educate you. So go on Subby's channel there. So you get some education and you will realise that Jodie Whittaker wasn't the only doctor to pop out in this universe. There was actually a load of men before her, believe it or not. You idiots. Right, Neil.
And there will be, and through most of my videos, there will be little subtle hints to the fact that they've all been men as well.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. And if that still doesn't fire his imaginations, then there's no teaching a plank. So, with that, thank you, Neil, for joining us tonight.
A pleasure as always, Noel.
And I will see you tomorrow night, my friend.
Okie dokie.
Adios. Say goodbye, Cheryl.
Bye, Cheryl. Bye, Neil.
Say goodbye, Ted.
Bye, Teddy.
Yeah, he's gone. Right, good night, Neil.
Okay, mate.
See you later, pal. See you later. Now, that was a very good first call, considering the problems that we've had at the start. 40 people back watching again. I love it. Do me a favor, guys, though. There was 27 or 28 likes on the last video. Just do us a favor. Do the same as well. Will you just give the video an old like there? And also, if you're new to the channel and you're just watching from afar, please subscribe to the channel as well. I really appreciate it. And, hit that notification bell and all that other stuff. And Chuckzilla has just put up the link to Not My Doctor Who's YouTube channel. So there we go. Right. Great first call. Right. Let's get our next caller on. Some night we might do a group call. I might do a group call, get a few people on at the same time, actually. See how that goes, actually. Be very interesting to see if we can actually keep it a nice little dialogue without anybody. What I do, I have a habit, I don't mean to, I cut across people sometimes. I do apologise. Oh, Cheryl is choking on her drink there because apparently I do it all the time. Stop making me laugh when I'm doing my live stream. Get away. See, she's a distraction because she's an eighth wonder of the world. She's absolutely beautiful. Right, let's get on my next guest. And my next guest is my friend. Guess who there is? Here we go. Ah, right on time as well. Right on time. Blue Bonnet Hoovian has popped up in the chat. Welcome.
Hi, no, how are you?
I'm not too bad, Daniel. And how are you, my friend?
Yeah, I'm not too bad, mate. Basically to pick up on what you said as much as I respect his opinion and his man. Basically, I have to disagree because I think the fandom is finished as was a show because you've got because you've got subscribers of channels that are now attacking the favorite YouTube creators. I mean, what's that all about all of a sudden?
Yeah, see, I think personally speaking, they know that the end is near and they're lashing out now and they're going to try. And I mean, try, because that's all they'll ever do is try. They're going to try take a few YouTubers out before they go, but that's never going to happen. As we have said to the J-bots from day one, we ain't going anywhere and we will give people like you a voice on YouTube. But there's something I want to pick up on because obviously the problems with the fandom, you have decided, and this has actually annoyed me, believe it or not, you have decided that you're not going to set up your YouTube channel because you believe that this fandom is too toxic and you don't want to become a target. Now, I can understand that point of view, Daniel. But again, I would say to you, if you don't set up your YouTube channel, well, then you're letting them win. And, you know, at the end of the day, these people haven't got the right to kill your passion for something that you actually want to do. Now, you wanted to set up this YouTube channel and you're not setting it up until after the new year. So I think all of this nastiness will die down a little bit. It will pick up again, obviously, after Series 12 starts and the announcements are made. But you should set it up because you will have support of everybody in this live chat. And I know you will. Everybody here in this live chat will subscribe to your channel. Right? Right. So don't give up and do it.
Basically as well, I don't want people to think that it's just because of this series that I'm actually going to stop actually watching the series. I've not enjoyed the past 3 series, and like series 11 is basically just the final nail in the coffin, basically, because I don't think the show has been handled all that great for years. So, like, see, when I was very critical of Stephen Moore writing long before I got to know yourself, and nobody even was attacking me for being critical of Stephen Moffat's writing. Now, because the Doctor's a female, you're getting all this basically.
Well, listen, Daniel, already in the live chat, we've got the Nerdaholics that has said, Daniel, go for it, mate. Don't let them restrict your passion. Charlotte says, we'll have your back, Daniel. Rocket Runner, go for it, Daniel. We all support you. Daniel, never apologize for your passion, bro, says Paul. Jordan says, I want to see Daniel make a channel. He's pretty cool. Also, Blue Bonnet Hoovian says, we need as many people voicing their opinion about this travesty as possible. I mean, look at Daniel. Marie, you go for it. You've got loads of support here. So if you do decide to do it, you just remember one thing. You have the support of everybody here. So
basically as well, I know I haven't actually been a fan for as long as like the majority of people in the live chat, obviously. Yeah, but I've taken the time to actually go back and actually pay attention to the classic series. Unlike a lot of these, unlike a lot of these new fans that have just came along, so I don't mean to blow my own trumpet here, but like I think I know what I'm talking about when it comes to the show.
No, I have to say, look, I mean, I've came across many fans like you that have came to the party late, as we say, but have really took the time to actually understand the show that you are watching. The problem I have is most of these Jodie fans, and I'm not going to say all of them, but most of these Jodie fans don't realise, and they actually don't. I've seen some comments by them, and they're actually unbelievable. I've actually seen comments with people saying, I thought Jodie was the Fourth Doctor. I mean, for God's sake, and that annoys me because it's belittling the past. And this is my whole point. I just want these Jodie J-bots to be educated and to understand there is a whole history. There is, that must be respected.
And a lot of people don't really realize this, right? Like, because I really like the majority of the Doctors, so as you know, my list changes all the time, and I brought that up in my interview if you as well. My list changes all the time, basically, and it's only in the past few years where I've felt my passion so always drift away, and series 11 is the final nail in the coffin pretty much. Now I'll come back and I'll give the new showrunner a chance, but like I've never been a fan of Chris Chibnall whatsoever. Now I'll happily admit though, like I did the other night, that he did write some good stuff for Torchwood, and this is the thing that I always try and bring up to everybody. RTD held Chibnall's hand basically. For a lot of it, Chibnall cannot write sci-fi, is what you've said before as well. I mean, he's just basically saying to himself, Chibnall. I mean, Church was such a success, the first series, and he's basically been writing off that ever since. So, and you can't do that. You've got to evolve, especially for Doctor Who. You can't apply the same sort of concepts for Broadchurch and then put them into Doctor Who like you tried to do. It just doesn't work because Doctor Who's a sci-fi show, but Broadchurch is more a drama concept.
Actually, I wanted to ask you because obviously, over the last few days, this last week or two in particular, we've been starting to get a lot of articles, but there was one that kind of struck me, and obviously I'll get everybody's opinion on this as well. So Chris Chibnall obviously has said that he doesn't read any of the reviews, and he hasn't for Series 11. Now, we've also heard, hold on, I know you want to jump in there, but hold on, just before you do, because it links in with this. Also, we had that actor from the Demons of Punjab, who basically came out and said, well, the crew didn't really care whether people liked the episode or not. They were going to do it anyway. How does it make you feel that the showrunner of the show won't basically learn from his mistakes by actually listening to what fans have to actually say? Because this is the point. He's not listening to the fans to learn from his mistakes So that shows an arrogance, in my opinion. How do you feel?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I mean, I think the guy's not got a brain cell in his head, but like basically to pick on what and to pick back up on what you said, he's so arrogant and he's got such a big ego that he can't separate himself and take a step back and say, what the hell did I actually write in that series? And if he was a decent writer, he would actually take a step back and say, oh, I went wrong here. But unfortunately, he's such a shit writer and has such a big ego, he's not capable of that. And the fact is that he doesn't take on board fans' concerns. That's a disgrace, in my opinion. You should always listen to what the audience actually wants. And secondly, that actor from the Demons of Punjab episode, I'd like to say this, right? It's the reason why this show has been successful for 50 odd years is because of the traditional sci-fi fans. They'll be thinking that enjoyed the traditional sci-fi storytelling, and for you to tell the just the basic we go to hell is an absolute disgrace, because what he basically said was this show isn't for you anymore, it's for a new type of fan base, basically. And I said this last night, right, but this needs addressing further. How did they hear that guy? I don't even know who his name is, and quite frankly, I don't care. But like, I don't understand. I don't understand the mentality here. You don't attack the audience that tunes into the show. Basically, it's just arrogance.
Yeah, I mean, I've said this from day one, the whole attitude of this production crew, from Jodie Whittaker to Chris Chibnall to the BBC's behaviour, ever since she's been cast, has been an absolute disgrace. I mean, Stephen Moffat, to his credit, I know he'd write certain things in his episodes to get back at fans, but even he would listen to criticisms. You know what I mean? And the fact that Chibnall doesn't.
But I also have to say as well, I know that there's been articles suggesting that BBC told Moffat to add all this cover up into the tail end of his era, right? But basically the fact is as well, right? Stephen Moffat should have actually left the lot sooner than what he did. So, because you could kind of see that his writing is just a lot of nonsense, towards the end as well, basically. And to be honest with you, I think he fancied that arrogant bitch, Lara, let's be honest with you. I think he actually did fancy her, to be honest with you, because there was no reason to bring her back and hell bent after killing her off and face the raven. Now the first 20 minutes of hell bent were okay, not great, but okay, passable viewing. But when you bring in that stupid extraction chamber and you bring back the poorly rendered 3D image of Clara, that episode showed in a nutshell that Stephen Moffat had only 10 good ideas, and half of them were the secret sauce arc in the 80s as well. What Paul said to me in a call outside the stream, and the rest of his ideas were absolute diabolical. So as well, I kind of blame Stephen Moffat as well for the show's decline. Oh, do you agree?
Yeah, look, I've said this. The show has been on a decline since just the end of Matt Smith's era. It started to decline. It obviously became more of the Clara Oswald show. I know there's fans of Clara out there. I've actually seen that there isn't fans of Nardal or Bill. I actually did like Bill. The only thing I didn't like about Bill was obviously her reminding us that she was a lesbian every 5 minutes. But Nardal, I actually absolutely loved.
I thought Peruma, the actress, was okay, but it was just the character I didn't really like. Because every 5 minutes,
I know, she was
saying she was a lesbian. Now that was actually a disservice to Perumaki, because as an actress, I think Perumaki did done alright, and with a lot better material, I could actually see myself enjoying Perumaki's performance.
Yeah. Unfortunately, she's going to get a bit of stick, obviously, because of the dialogue. But I think it is unjustified. I actually do like her character, to be honest with you, Daniel. I actually thought there was a lot there. We got to learn a little bit about her mother. We got to learn that she was basically in, I think it was foster care or something, wasn't it? Or foster mother or something or whatever. Like, there was still a bit of detail there, not much, but there was enough. She was an interesting character, of course. That every 5 minutes. I mean, all they had to do was they should have just put a flag on her, and put those little things with the ears on them, right, with flags on them. Just, so a constant reminder instead of actually putting in the dialogue all the time.
And that was actually a disgrace from Moffat, because as I said, Perumaki's actually an alright actress.
Yeah.
So it was just the material. Right, I heard the buzzer, so I better let you go and get on your next caller, but thanks for having me on again.
No problem, Daniel. Sure, I'll have you on again tomorrow night, mate. Listen, you look after yourself. Great points made. And thank you very much for joining us tonight. And by the way, don't give up on your dream for a YouTube channel. You've got plenty of support in these live comments, and you'll see it again when you pop back in. People want you to do your channel, so please do.
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Good night, pal.
Night.
And that was Daniel, everybody. Another great call, to be honest. Let me see. Oh yeah, just talking about the ship-tastic. So I was told something today, and also you'll probably hear it in the interview. So this whole shipping business, with the Doctor and Yasmin Khan, I've been told, it's not an impossibility that something could happen this series. Now, of course, it's not 100%. It's just, with all this stuff that's going on, I've been told it's not impossible. Which is kind of scary to think, because I thought this was supposed to be a family show. But it seems to be turning into some sort of sex education thing. I don't know. We've lost all sense of reality when it came to Doctor Who. These fans just need to get away. You know, I mean, there as we've said before, and actually we talked about in the interview, they're only a small minority of people, but they have a big voice and they're making the most noise. I mean, there's more of us on this side, and what actually annoys me about this side is that there is so many of us on this side, but only a few will actually do something and say something. And we've got the bit louder voice, believe it or not, because there's more of us, but we just don't use them. A lot more people need to be getting out there and expressing their opinions, not attacking people, because that's not the way to do it, but express your opinions in a nice manner. But I'll tell you, if they go down this route, I'm done. I'm done with Doctor Who. That's not what Doctor Who's about. It's about sci-fi, space battles, aliens. I don't want to see the Doctor having a relationship. Also, there was also talk about in a thread where they were talking about Yasmin Khan and Jodie's Doctor getting it on and basically raising a family together. They want Jodie's Doctor to get pregnant. These are people that don't understand the show. But again, you know, this is the kind of stuff. Right, next guest.
Hello.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. You're very quiet again.
Now you say that every time, and you're the only one that says that now, so it's obviously your end, woman. By the way, just before we start, I haven't started the stopwatch yet, but just before we start, I did do a video of Yvette's art, and I put it up.
Yeah, I am so sorry, everyone.
I don't know why she's even apologising, because a lot of people in the comments were saying it was great, and I think it is great, so I don't know what you're embarrassed about it for. I thought it was great. It's actually doing very well, I have to say, the video. So well done for that. I know you're a bit embarrassed about it, but you shouldn't be. I think it was great work, and a bit. You know, but we'll move on from that. So, you know, there's normally a restriction, and you normally, you know, you just say, I haven't prepared that, but here's the thing now. It's basically you can talk about whatever you want. So you've got 16 minutes to ramble on about whatever you want, and your time starts now.
Okay. What do I want to ramble on about? Well, I just keep losing it every time one piece of news breaks. I don't know. Can't even remember what it was, but I sort of stuttered in the comment and said I was off to cast a spell, and that was all I could put. I was that annoyed. The book, is that book real?
Yeah, it is a real book.
Oh my God!
Everybody thinks that picture of that book that I put up is actually a fake book. It's not. That is an actual. That is an actual book that they have made for this fandom.
Oh my Christ!
Yeah.
You know.
That's not. You're lost for words.
Stop talking. I can't talk properly when I get angry. And I don't like getting angry. I'm a relatively calm person. But, it's just all been absolute, utter rubbish this week with the honorary doctorates and the book and, all this about them making comments about their show, how wonderful their fans are. And, oh, my God. It's so depressing. I just thank God I've got Supernatural to fall back on.
Yeah. Well, The Crown starts next month for anybody that's interested in that's been watching. I have to admit I've been watching it myself. So I'll have that to look forward to, actually. No Matt Smith this time now, so I don't know how I feel about it, because I think he did play a great Prince Philip, to be honest with you.
it's not. I don't really watch very much, to be honest. No, I just sort of get up, work, go to bed, sleep a couple of hours, get up, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, Doctor Who was my escape, and unfortunately, I switched to Supernatural, which has been great because there's no SJW crap all the way through all 15 years of it.
Yeah.
And it holds the record for the longest running sci-fi stroke horror show ever. So, and the boys in it. Oh my God, girls, it's worth watching.
There you go. There
Yeah.
you go. Yeah. Any more recommendations?
Oh, well, all the classics. In one of the boxes coming to you is a complete set of Blake 7 for someone.
Nice.
Lex, that's really weird and fun. I know a lot of you don't like Farscape, but it's Jim Henderson production and it is brilliant. I'm sorry. I know I'm not popular saying that, but Farscape I loved.
Yeah.
As did I love Stargate SG-1, but all the Atlantis okay, but the rest of them were, well, let's just kill it.
Yeah.
But Doctor Who, I've lost the will to even talk about it.
I know. I'm kind of finding that now. I mean, and then there is some people saying, why are you still talking about? Well, the reason why we're still talking about it is because you get stupid guest stars that come onto it that talk absolute crap, and then you have a university in Sheffield that thinks it's a good idea to give them fake bleeding diplomas or whatever they are.
Yeah, well, like I said the other night about that, you know, it's
hey, buddy.
It's a standard procedure, but giving those to them, I mean, Sheffield must have been
Desperate.
under a complete delusional that it's going to help Sheffield.
Yeah.
And it won't.
It's going to help Sheffield, all right. It's going to bring them down. Jesus. Yeah, Doctor Who is dead, says Kathleen McManus, a new streamer. Looks like welcome, our new chat person in the chat. Yeah, what do you think of Series 11, Ted? See, Ted has absolutely nothing to say about Series 11. Nothing. Would you like to ask Yvette a question? Ask Yvette.
Yeah, anyway, does anyone want to ask me a question? We haven't done that for a while.
Actually, we haven't. If you have any scientific questions or any question you want to ask Yvette, once it's not too personal, of course, you know, this isn't a dating service.
Thank you.
You know, but, you know, if it's not too personal, walk away. I'll ask the questions. Let me see. No questions so far. Okay, no. All right. Super John has one. I see you like crystals, Yvette. What do you think of Aragonite?
Aragonite. Yeah, it's all right. It's a crystal.
Problem being, you cheeky little bastard.
It's a hobby. Crystals and rocks and geology.
See what problem being Problem being wants to know what you're wearing, Yvette. I mean,
what am I wearing? I'm wearing a wrap and a nightie and a pair of knickers.
There you go. Problem being,
there
I hope that made all your fantasies.
Is that good enough for you, Lee?
It's a joke. She knows everybody is joking. Yvette, unknown 289. I don't know if he's. I think it might be a joke question. He wants to know if science real.
Wants to know what about science?
He wants to know if science is real.
Well, I bloody hope so. I spent my life doing it.
That's it. Here's an interesting one. Rocker Runner wants to know what is on the other side of a black hole? A white hole.
Make up your mind. They're two different things.
What is
black hole?
Yeah.
Black hole doesn't have another side. But black hole is a star that's been crushed so tightly that no light can escape it, so it looks like a hole, but it's actually a sphere surrounded by the event horizon, which is where you pass the point of no return.
Now, here's an actual good question, actually, and this is something I actually want to know as well, actually, because it is interesting. How does astronauts' blood not be affected by zero gravity in space because water floats around? Why not? Why not our blood? Why not blood? I think he's basically trying to ask. So yeah,
okay,
liquid does float.
I can give you a general answer to this because I am not a doctor
Right.
of medicine, and biology isn't my forte. But what the astronauts actually do in space are special exercises to help the blood pump round properly. They have to spend 3 or 4 hours a day in machines to make sure that the muscles aren't wasting because they're not being used, the blood, everything circulates right. And they have to, I think it's a minimum 4 hours. You'll have to Google it, but it's a serious amount of time on these machines they get locked into and have to exercise. It's a lot of work.
Super John says, what if a black hole is the birth of another universe?
No, it's a dying star that's collapsing in on itself.
Okay. Glenn Edwards says,
Sorry.
why does dark matter and energy feel like a way to make physics homework correct? Well, dark matter makes up 9/10 of the universe, and all our math work out, but can't point out where it is. Well, I have actually asked this question, and it's science. Look, it's
yeah. Well, I'm actually working on a paper at the moment with this. We had one paper published recently. They're right. Dark matter, dark energy mainly makes up sort of 90% of our universe, and it is affecting us, but we don't know how yet. This is quantum physics. This is my reason for being, is finding these things out.
But here's the thing, right? Can I ask you a question?
We recently discovered. Hang on, Noel. This is important.
Oh.
Recently discovered that dark matter is older, potentially, theoretically, than the universe, which means it was there before the Big Bang. Now wrap your head around that.
Yeah, but hang on. How do you know dark matter exists if you can't physically see it, or you don't even know? It seems to me, now just hear me out on this. Seems to me there seems to be a lot of speculation going on, but not much fact. And then when something doesn't, just hear me out on this. When something doesn't actually fit the facts, then they change the maths to fit, to make this fit into the equation. I mean, it's always changing. I mean, this is why I have a problem with science, is because there's never, in some cases, you know, you are doing a lot of speculating, but there's not actual proof, if you get me what I'm saying. Or you still find something's changed the math to fit.
In my field,
right,
quantum physics, which is the newest. Einstein created quantum physics so that the theory of relativity would work, but he didn't expand on it. All right. So that's what you're saying. You know, people are fitting these things in and saying, well, I'll call it this, and then that will work. And I understand what you're saying, Noel, there, right? But quantum physics is a science. A lot of it is theoretical still because it's such a new science relative to every other physics out there. We discovered the Higgs boson, which was groundbreaking. And that's helped us with the dark matter and the dark energy, and is forwarding that theory to fact. And obviously these things take time. They're not, I can't give you answers to things that, you know, until we can travel interstellar at great speeds and go visit a black hole and take the picture of the sphere. No one's going to believe me, no matter how many times I tell you.
Yeah, but
or you know, that our sun's not big enough to go to turn into a black hole or go supernova or be a white dwarf. You know, it's just going to go to a red giant and eat the planets and then just fizzle out. It's all really, really hard to prove if you haven't seen it with your own eyes. And I get that completely with everyone, because me, with God, I want his phone number.
Yeah, but aren't you all basing all these are facts,
So,
or are basing all these are
get it.
opinions?
I get why you say what you say, and I understand that. But there are more and more progressive things happening now than there have been in the last 20, 30 years. I mean, the quantum computer is almost there. It's almost there. And you'll eat your words when it comes out.
No, no.
It's
not that.
It'll happen in our lifetime, this.
But here's the thing.
And that's down to quantum physics, and that's down to proving that a particle can be in two places at once, be a 0 and a 1, on, off. Schrodinger's cat, we've done all that. So, yeah, I mean, I understand why people question all the theories, but without the theories and the ideas, you wouldn't have the progression.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
Oh, I sound like I'm in a lecture hall.
Right,
now.
but here's the thing I would say, right? But everybody and every scientist is basically basing all their work off Albert Einstein's theory, or whoever's theory it is, Stephen Hawking's theory. They're all theories at the end of the day. These haven't been proven, right? And I know that's the job of you guys to try prove it. But how long have you been working even on the Einstein equation and even the Stephen Hawking equation? Like, I mean, you are still working on them.
Well,
but yeah, scientists are making these other claims. Well, this could be this, that, but you are basing it all on theories that are not in sound basis of information. You are still trying to find out. So what if all science is wrong?
Well, okay. Einstein's theory, we've actually broken it half a dozen times. Hawking's theory, I think twice now we've broken that one.
Yeah, even a kid has apparently.
And it's that's the whole point of these theories.
Right.
Nothing's wrong with disproving or approving, because you're still getting a result at the end of the day, and you can follow a better path. If you disprove something, you can just chop that bit away. But these people that write these huge theories like Einstein and Hawkins, just so many of them, the really big ones that incorporate every part of physics, you know, and try and tie it together with a nice red ribbon. This is the problem, because we know it doesn't work like that at the end of the day. And so there are people working on trying to disprove something. Some people are trying to prove other things. Lots have been proven, especially Einstein's stuff, which has been proven within particle physics, astrophysics. Both of those sides of the physics branch have lots of factual information that's proven. But my field is so new. It is questioned and questioned and questioned and questioned. And we're slowly making progress. We're slowly making theories into fact.
Yeah.
I mean, the big stuff like time travel and faster than light, it'll happen eventually. We'll get there. But I don't know when. Anyway, the time has gone off, so I can go.
Do you know what, Yvette? Thanks. No, because do you know what? Yvette knows when she comes on that I am going to question some things that she comes out with. But that's why she comes on to this channel, because she likes to educate me. So, listen, thanks very much for...
No, I like that. I like to have a row.
I know, that's what I mean. You're basic, you know, you do. You come on here. If I have questions, you answer them. So thank you for that. Some people.
No, and I do get why you question it, and you should question it. Everyone
exactly.
should question everything.
Exactly, you're right.
And the picture of the moon with the astronaut on I took was just for you.
Was it? Oh, I didn't know that.
Did you not get the joke?
No, I didn't get the joke.
Oh, good
God. I'm too slow. But look, thank you very much. And as I said, if you haven't watched the Vet's Handa photography art,
don't watch it.
Please do, because it's good. I've got other people that have actually contacted me with their work and would like me to do them, so I'm going to do a few more videos with other people. But as I said, if you have any more Yvette that you want to do, throw them my way.
Someone else.
Right, go on. Thanks for coming on, Yvette. Brilliant call as usual.
My pleasure as always. Love you, Cheryl. Love you, Teddy.
Oh no, Teddy.
Bye, guys.
Teddy doesn't care anymore, Yvette. He's in his bed. Good night.
God bless him. Night.
See ya. Bye. Oh, she's gone. Oh, that was quick. She just vanished.
Wow.
Hi, Dane. I don't know what your thoughts on the hard-fought draw against. Oh, do you know what? It was a great performance. One defensive mistake cost us all 3 points. I thought Liverpool were average. And as people said, we played the performance, we played the occasion, and we nearly came away with the 3 points and actually stopped Liverpool's unbeaten run. But it wasn't to be. I know Liverpool fans will be smug tonight, but they ought to be embarrassed drawing against this team, because let's be honest, even as a Manchester United fan, I could say that this team is nowhere good enough. So for Liverpool to come to Old Trafford and actually bottle it like they always do made me happy. So, Young was at fault, but look, he made one mistake during the whole game. It was a costly one, but every single player that was on that pitch today gave it 110%. I can't criticize the performance. It was a great performance. We should have got the 3 points, but without Salah though, Liverpool are nothing. It's very interesting. Without Salah, that little bit of creative spark, Liverpool are nothing. So it's a good sign for the people that are trying to chase down Liverpool to win the title. There is a weakness there. So, and they will be beaten. They will be beaten. I mean, if Liverpool fans are getting ahead of themselves because they have a bit of a gap against City, trust me, he's had a 14-point gap at some stage and he's blew it. So there's always that mentality. Liverpool are bottlers when it comes to the Premier League. So they'll bottle it again. Right, I've got to bring on my next caller. Guess who's back again. Yeah, I wish the Glazers would sell the team. To be honest with you, City will beat them again. Hopefully, they'll need to beat them twice though. But we were this close, and I was so. What was I like? Seriously, I've never been. I'm gonna be honest. Today, even though we drew, but this just goes to show how far we have actually fallen as a club. But today, I was actually proud to be a Manchester United fan, because I know Young made that mistake, but I don't care. It was the effort all the way through the game. They harried Liverpool. They bullied them, and we should have won. We should have, even the earlier chances, we weren't clinical enough. But again, they're just little things. And Young had a great game. He had. This is probably his best game that he's had in a few years, I have to say. Right, let's bring on my next guest. Okay.
Ahoy, hoy.
Hello.
I know how are you?
Oh, that doesn't sound, no, that doesn't sound too good. What are you doing there in the background? Did you hear that? That didn't sound good. Did you just hear that? What are you up to? See, you give us guys a bad impression. You see, that's what the Johnny Bots think we do get up to all the time when he messing Paul. Oh, J-Bots. Right. So, Paul, nice to have you on. I know you wanted to have a chat. So I'll just let you get on with it, and I'll try not to. No, it's Paul. Everybody thinks it's Gary. It's Paul. They sound the same, don't they? That's why I get confused as well. You know, because they do sound the same. I thought I was the only one that thought they sounded the same. That's why I kept getting the names mixed up. Yeah, they do. Well, they sound the same. They all sound the same to us people that aren't American, right? Okay.
Really?
Right,
You know
Paul,
what?
mate.
I am excited because there is a huge difference between posh accent and the southern accent and the Midlands accent and the Scouse accent. I can even tell the difference between
Wow.
Southern Irish accent.
Near the hot
Northern
said, Paul sounds like he's gonna. Paul sounds like he's planning an assassination. LOL. Are you trying to kill me? Right. Okay. Let's get down to the serious business of what this channel is all about. Right. East Coast versus West. Maybe we should get them both on at the same time. Whose side are you on? Biggie or Tupac? Choose a side. Right, Paul. Let's so you obviously have got plenty to say because you obviously text me, so I'll keep your mouth shut now and you walk away.
Right. So the BBC has a problem, and the problem is not just Chimballs and the mean lady. So Doctor Who went off the air in 1989. It did not come back until 16 years later. What that did, it fractured the fandom. Okay, you have on one side, long-term fans like myself who grew up the show from 1977, and then you have the other side, the new fans who only knew it from 2005 going forward. So the BBC, even though they're in England, which to a lot of Americans seems like Mars, they're in the same business as American media. They always want new fans. They always want younger fans. They always want long-term fans. And if they can, they will never publicly admit it. They hate old fans. They hate long-term fans because long-term fans and old fans prevent producers from recreating a show. It prevents creators from taking an established vehicle in new directions. All right. So that is the problem that the BBC faces. They will never admit it. But as I told you before, the BBC, they will willingly trade on the history of Doctor Who, having that fact, but they don't want the fans. Okay. So the fans, they go at each other. Classic fans say, oh, the new show is not good. The new fans say, oh, bad effects and cheesy budgets, blase, so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, it's somewhere in the middle. You have people who can appreciate some of the more positive aspects of the new show. You have people who are new fans who can absolutely appreciate that the old show as an overall vehicle was a much better product. Now, how has that moved things forward? So you see, you have RTD with his quote unquote soft reboot. Okay, so reading through everything there and looking at the product that he brought out, look at what RTD did. He destroyed a lot of canon in order to create his new vehicle, So he traded on the history. He was saddled with these fans who he'd rather not have, but he traded on that history and then used that as a stepping stone to create his vision. Moffat went a step further. Now, Staying with RTD, we look at how childish and silly these new Daleks are, how absolutely disgusting these new Cybermen are. Okay, and a lot of these newer villains. Also, if you look at the format of the classic show, all right, the current format actually suits the American television format.
Right.
So within a 1 hour programming block, you have 42 to 45 minutes of actual content. The rest is 30 seconds of opening sequence, 30 seconds of closing sequence, and the rest is commercials. If it's a non-commercial network like HBO or the other movie channels, a 1 hour programming block gives you normally anywhere from 51 to 53 minutes of actual programming. If it's a special episode, they'll stretch that to 58 minutes of programming. My point here is the current format allows it to be easily sold for American commercial television and other markets around the globe, which have now adopted the American television format. A 1 hour programming block is 42 to 47 minutes of actual content. The rest is commercials. Where am I going with this? You may say. Great question. Glad you asked. Where I'm going with that is the current format does not allow enough time for character development. All right. It does not allow enough time for stories to develop the way they used to in the old format. Now, where am I going with this again? This also leaves this dichotomy between the classic show and the classic fans and the new show and the new fans. So it's extremely difficult for any writer, especially any producer or showrunner, as you call in Britain. In America, it's called executive producer, to take that classic show, that classic idea, and that format, and squeeze it and compress it into a 1 hour television block, which is only 42 to 47 minutes of actual content. So now, how has this affected the fans? As I say all the time, personally, I do not have any social media. Social media is an absolute human cesspool. You yourself have been affected by it. You see how it brings out the absolute worst in people. The issue here is that, and I also disagree with your assessment in that the fandom is dead. The problem, from my observation, from an objective observation, is that it's always a vocal minority. It is the smallest group of people, the smallest amount of people. The problem is they have the loudest voice in that they use the social media platform to spew their bile, to spew their venom. So they get talked about. It's the old classic idea of the squeaky wheel gets the grease. Okay, so whether it's the classic fandom or it's the new fandom, people who are on social media and who speak the loudest and speak the most are a minority of either side, but they're heard the loudest because they speak the loudest. The problem here is that there are people on both sides, and let's be honest, they're the worst. They're vile. They troll. They promote all of this nonsense, and the anonymity factor of social media, the internet in general, allows people to say these things and put forth these things, regardless of how it affects the receiver mentally and emotionally, because they know that Noah cannot reach out and put his hands on that effing neck and choke the life out of him for a few seconds. So that's why they say and do the things that they do online, because at the end of the day, they know that they will not hear a knock on the door for someone to give them the consequences of their actions. Okay, so at the end of the day, the fandom is not dead. The issue is the few amount of people who are the loudest on social media. Okay, so those are just some views that I just wanted to shed light on. Look, listen, I can go further in depth about the old format and the new format and so on and so forth. At the end of the day, it is what it is. This is what we have. This is what we have going going forward. So, as I always say, you know, my hope is that whatever producer they hire is a good producer, that he hires a competent, no, scratch that, that he hires a brilliant team of staff writers, and that he hires a good actor. If we all would like to see a Michael Sheen, but if it's not, I want a good actor, and I want a male actor. And if there are people who are so intent on a female Time Lord, bring back the Inquisitor, bring back the Ronnie, bring back Romana, bring back Chancellor Flavia. How about you just create a brand new rogue female Time Lord? How about that? You know what? Maybe she doesn't even have to be a rogue. She can be a quote unquote good guy, like the Doctor is just a quote unquote good renegade, someone who left Gallifrey. You know, so I disagree with the SJW mindset of remaking the world. That's lazy. Be create something new. Okay. If your narrative is that people who have been historically disenfranchised can do just as well, brilliant. I'm totally on board for that. Create a new vehicle for them and allow them to shine. And basically, no, that's all I really wanted to get off my chest so far, unless there's other things you want to talk about.
I've got something here that's probably going to get a reaction out of everybody, including yourself. So as you know, there's a hashtag out there for justice for Anis. Is it Anis? It's the guy that, or is it a girl? He's an independent creator. There was a lawsuit with Discovery, Star Trek Discovery, which he lost. This creator is basically saying that they stole elements, I think it is, and put them in the show.
Tardigrade.
Yeah. Now, someone has just had to send him an email, and he's at the, obviously he posted it up, and Ballstreck is just at the posting it. And this is absolutely vile, and this is being sent to the creator. Now, I'm going to try be as sensitive as I can, because there's certain words that I can't mention in this stream. So it goes, yo, think of another word for gay, but it rhymes with tag. Right?
I got you.
Right, so it says,
what in Britain you guys call cigarettes.
Yeah, right? If you don't drop the appeal, you know what they will do to tag like you in Kuwait. I will call the police. There's about you, right? And basically, they've put up a picture. They've superimposed his avatar, and it's basically showing two men being hung. Now, this is the kind of behavior that has been going on, particularly now in the last 72 hours. It's affected all fandoms. For some weird reason, these people that are supporting the likes of the Discovery, the version of Doctor Who that we don't like, and other Star Wars fans have all come out. It's like as if they all had a secret meeting and they've said, right, this is YouTube, we pick on this YouTube, pick on this YouTube, pick on you. It seems to be, and I even said this to Ballstreck, these attacks lately have been, this is all being premeditated. I'm being honest. This is all being premeditated. Now this guy gets this. Imagine he's about to go to bed and he gets sent this pic. It's on my Twitter page if anybody wants to look. I've retweeted it. It's absolutely disgusting what this fandom. And look, I won't show you the. I won't show you the writing, but there's the picture. So they've put his fucking. I don't know if you can see that. So they've.
Why would you retweet something terrible?
What? Because I want to highlight to these. I want to highlight. So there, right? That's what he's put.
That is uncalled for. That
right?
is just,
now
I can't watch that. I can't watch that.
Now
that is uncalled.
Now, just to let you know, that's the kind of stuff I get sent, and I get sent severed heads. Right? Last night, for example, right? While I have you on here, right? Someone decided that they're going to come on. They call themselves a pedo lover, and he says, "How are you? You still messing with your nephews?" Right? Then another one said, or your wife is off screwing your brother because you like them young, right? This is the type of stuff I've been getting. This is the type of stuff that Ballstrek has been getting. And this is the type of stuff that Anis and other YouTubers have been getting these last 72 hours. These people are vile parasites. And you know what? There was a time where, you know, Ballstrek would ignore people like this. But as he said today, you have to nip this in the bud, because if you don't, it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And remember, there are nutcases out there that will believe this sort of shit. Right?
Well, see, no, I kind of take. I don't disagree with you.
I know what you're saying. I know what you're
I don't
going to say.
disagree with you.
Mm.
Right. I think you all already know where I'm going to go with this.
Mm.
I tend to take the standpoint that when you ignore these Muppets, they will eventually get tired and go away. Or at the very least, there are some who will never stop. But it's a case of they will be screaming to an empty room. Okay, you cannot control the actions of others. However, even what you just did, without any intention. All right, just really hear me out on this. Without any intention, you just gave that person so much fuel and energy and ammunition to continue what he's doing. Because at the end of the day, what he created has now been seen by many more people than he can ever get out on his own. That's why it is such extreme importance to absolutely ignore the Muppets. Now listen, full disclosure, I've never been in that situation. I have never had individuals come at me like that or send things to me in that manner. Full disclosure. However, I happen to be of the mindset you have to ignore these people. You cannot give them air. You just can't, because by validating their existence, you are giving them the validation and the acceptance that they ultimately seek. Now, it is vile, it is disgusting. What I would say is things like that need to be reported to any and all authorities to hunt these people down, because that is harassment. All right. Before the days of social media, if you sent a picture like that to a person's home in the United States of America, all it took was one incident. You report that to law enforcement, and that person could legally be arrested for harassment, menacing, and several other charges. So I don't know what the laws are in Canada, because I believe Ballstrek is Canadian, but the individual Anis, I don't know where he's from. My point is that I am just of the mindset you have to ignore these Muppets. You cannot validate their nonsense. That's my time, so it's disgusting. It's just thoroughly disgusting.
I know it is. It's truly. I do you know what? I do agree with you, and I do. But just as you know yourself, sometimes you know you just have to say something. You have to, because. But I do get your point of view. Cheryl would agree with you as well. She thinks, and she's trying so hard not to say nothing right now. But she actually has her hands over her mouth. Right, but listen, I'll let you go. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Hey, you're more than welcome to come on again tomorrow. No problem at all,
Absolutely.
Paul. Listen,
Absolutely.
Pleasure having you on as usual. And some great points made, I have to say. So thank you very, very much for that.
Thank you. Hey, Cheryl, good night.
Night.
Take care.
Good night, Paul. Good night.
All right, good night.
And that was Paul, everybody. Now, if you don't mind, I never really do this. I've only done it once or twice, but I had a big coffee before I came on. I need to use the little boys' room. So I'll be back now. Cheryl will sing you a song or something. No, you don't want Cheryl to sing you a song.
That's just hurtful. Absolutely hurtful. Okay, so I'll tell you my super off-topic, boring story, which was really funny to me at the time and won't be now, but it'll kill the time while I was in the bathroom. So this time, because I fall sometimes outside, because dark. I took Teddy to the car park, or as we call it in America, an underground parking lot, and it's all light censored, so it's not burning all the time. So Ted and I are down there. He's doing his business, walking around, and I'm always trying to get him to move along. Sure enough, he's like, "Oh, time to drop the dues." I'm like, "Oh, great, fine, wonderful." Get the little bag out. What happens? Sensor lights go out. I'm totally at the other end of the car park in the dark, squatted down with the poop bag in my hand. This nutcase being like, "I'm finished," and I'm all like, now I need to sit around and wait for somebody to like come in or open the car park door or something like that so I can get out. But instead, nothing's happening. So I'm waving my arm like a complete and total freak, like, "Hello, light, come on." And then somebody else walked out and just stared at me. So Ted and I liked it. That's my story. You're welcome.
That was a great story, love. I couldn't have told it better myself. Now, no, it wasn't. It was taking a PP time. PP time. Right. I have a new caller coming on. And, as we always do, when a new caller wants to come on, I've no problem. But I just want to, I've seen a few more people have popped up in the chat. So we've got Extra Spice Mikey that's popped up. Matthew Pounder, also welcome, my friend. Mr. Not My Doctor is also here. Let me see. I think that's everybody new that's joined the chat. Do me a favor, folks. Please give the live stream a like. Also, hit that notification bell, and please make sure that you're still subscribed. Now, Ballstreck did mention in his video, or in a short reply before he does rebuttal, that YouTube is taking away subscribers. Now, he was challenged on this. Now, I can actually honestly say that it does happen because it's happened me personally, right? I've even had people in this live chat and on Messenger text me to say, "I've been unsubbed, have you unsubbed me?" So it does happen. So for that YouTuber out there that decided to have a little pop and say, basically say that Ballstreck was lying, he's not lying. It's actually what is happening. And YouTube is trying to silence him. Right? So again, just to get your another fact out there, it's true what's happening. Right? Because it's happened to me and it's happened to other YouTubers that I know, not just Ballstreck either. Okay? Just want to get that out there. Because I will defend Ballstreck as long as I'm doing this. Because I know the guy personally. I've spoke to the guy on the phone and I text him regularly. And for anybody to say the stuff that they're saying about him, it's unfounded, untrue, and you really need to get a life. And leave the guy alone. He's done absolutely nothing on nobody. He just does his videos. Yes, his videos do cause an awful lot of controversy, but that's the point of them. It's to get people aware and to make people aware. You know what I mean? That's why he does the style of videos that he does. He knows they're going to get a reaction. That's why he does it. But he also does it because he's putting his points across, and he puts them across quite well. And Matthew says, YouTube did that with my Mark Dice subscription. So there you go. It happens. So for YouTubers out there taking a pop at Ballstreck saying that he's lying, basically, right? It's the truth. And I've even had people say to me that their comments haven't been put on. Actually, Adam Darden has actually texted me a good few times to tell me that his comments haven't been put up. And then when I've went to check, they're in the spam folder for some weird reason. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. YouTube messed around with the app so much, the site so much, the algorithms and all that there's loads of little after effects. Right, let's get on our next caller. Now, please support this guy, brand new caller. Obviously, he's going to be a little bit nervous, but as we do on this channel, we'll ease them in. So, hopefully now we get through. It's never a good sign when it starts off like that, but good night, Nerdaholics. Nice to have you on board, mate. Talk to you soon, my friend. And hopefully now. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
How are you?
Nervous.
It's okay. Look, it's everybody is, even when I first started, so you don't need to be nervous. Listen, just just say what you have to say, and then I'll obviously ask you a few questions there that you won't even know. It's just a normal call, right? So go ahead, make your point. What would you like to talk about?
Well, first of all, I'd just like to say thank you for everything you're doing for this fandom. No, I mean, sorry.
You're grand. Take your time.
This fandom has been broken, and us true fans have been thrown and battered and tortured, and we wouldn't be able to say anything, and it's upsetting me. And like, I'm just glad that there's people like you, Ballstrike, and Nerdorodic, and stuff like getting our voices out, the true fans.
Yeah, no, I know where you're coming from, and I know you're nervous, right? So I'll try go easy on you tonight, right? But I do know. Look, there's one thing I do hear, right, from people like yourself is that this era has killed the passion that they had for
it has. I mean, I used to watch Doctor Who with my dad. I mean, I think you can tell from my voice I'm slightly young. I'm younger, but I grew up with this show. My dad got me into the classic series. I have loved almost every episode of Doctor Who. It's just in my blood. And as soon as Jodie Whittaker was cast, I was like, no, because that's not Doctor Who. Because for me personally, the Doctor is a male, but I'm not sexist. And I just want to point out, I'm not sexist. I'm not racist. I'm not bigot. I'm not misogynist. I just love Doctor Who. And when I see someone what's not Doctor Who and they're advertising it just upsets me. It just makes my skin crawl in a way.
Tell me, I do ask people when I bring them on for the first time. Did you watch the series 11? And if you did, had you got any favorite episodes?
Honestly, no.
You haven't?
No, I couldn't.
Right.
I just couldn't. I've watched season 11 of John Pertwee.
Right.
But not Jodie Whittaker. I just couldn't. I mean, I've seen clips, and my friends actually watched it because they just, well, it's a bit funny. They invented something called the Jodie Whittaker drinking game. Yeah, basically, every time because I don't drink myself.
Right.
Yeah, every time she makes you cringe at her acting, or randomly PC moment comes up, they take a shot. And by I think there was one with the witches or something, an episode or something. My mate texted me and they couldn't even get through half of it without getting drunk.
Actually, this is a very good question from Leland to ask you, obviously because you're a new caller. Which episode of Doctor Who won you over and made you into a fan?
Oh, what, the first episode I ever watched?
Well, what was the episode the episode that made you think, oh yeah, I'm really into this show, I'm a fan of this show? Was there one episode, or was it an era?
Well, the first ever Doctor Who episode I ever watched was Dalek. You know, one Christopher.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
You know, we didn't, like, me and my dad. My dad watched Doctor Who in the past. Like, we didn't even know Doctor Who was back, and my dad was just scrolling through channels and he says, "Oh, Doctor Who," and then he saw it, and he was like, "Oh my God, is this real? Is this new Doctor Who?" And he's like, "Michael, you've got to watch this." And I just watched it, and I just fell in love. I mean, I was absolutely petrified of the Dalek, and they say it is not a myth. I actually hid behind our settee, but I just loved it. And my dad said, "Oh, I used to watch it as a kid," and I said, "Has it been around for long?" Because I was only 5 at the time.
Yeah.
My dad brought a videotape down from my shelf, and it was called The Pyramids of Mars and Tom Baker. And I watched that, and I just got hooked. And I was watching William Hartnell, Patrick Troughton, and loads of kids back at school when I was a kid. They were watching rubbish and stuff, and thanks to Doctor Who, it's just got me into my love for all telly, media, movies, old movies, silent movies, classic programming, really.
Do you know what strikes me about this call? I don't know if anybody else is picking up on it. But when I hear you talk about Doctor Who and about how it made you feel, it actually is refreshing to hear someone when they're talking about it. You're talking about it with such positivity. Now, when you hear someone talk about Doctor Who, obviously.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I suffer from I'm dyslexic, and when I was a kid, I used to get bullied in school and that, and because I was different, I didn't really fit in. And Doctor Who, like, I used to come home and just put Doctor Who on, and I was transported to faraway worlds, magical worlds of anywhere. And the Doctor was my role model. He made me want to be better. He always wanted me to be better myself, and that's what the Doctor should be. And like, Doctor Who actually helped me get friends, because like people used to be like, "Oh, do you like Doctor Who?" And I was like, "Yes." And I used to be able to tell them about the classic series, and I miss it.
I know.
I really
it
miss
strikes me. Daniel has the same passion as yourself. I mean, it's basically killed any passion he's had for the show. Obviously, he's getting into Big Finish and all now.
I'm on Twitter. I don't really like Twitter, but I only join it to voice opinions. Like, some of these people, like, how can I say? Sorry.
No, you're all right. By the way, you're doing well.
I told a story about my dog pooping in a car park. You're grand.
I was saying, oh, sorry, I have to leave. I forgot what I was going to say now.
You were talking about. What was he talking about? Oh, someone please remind me in the chat?
Sorry.
Oh yeah, look, I do the same as you. I lose my train of thought.
I was bullied in school because he had dyslexia and Doctor Who.
Yeah, you were talking about being bullied and how the show obviously inspired you and stuff, and you were talking about Twitter. Then you go on to Twitter to kind of. I've seen you actually on Twitter. I have to say, I'll give you one thing. You really know how to fight your corner. I'll give you that.
Sorry, what did you say? Sorry,
I said you were talking about Twitter. You were about to talk about you joined Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like Twitter that much. I mean, because sometimes I don't help myself on there though. So some of these people, they don't have the same passion as the show. They're not true fans. I mean, whenever I used to talk to, well, I try and talk to them and say, like, what made you love Doctor Who and stuff like that. And they just say, oh, because it's a woman now and we have to support this because women and stuff like that. But the thing is, yes, we need to support women, but this is not supporting women. This is just forced politics and agenda. I mean, it's not real. It's not the show. I mean, I'd feel the same if it was like if they changed like Wonder Woman to a man. You know, it's just not right changing characters to suit your politics. I mean, I'm taking English and stuff like that, and my teacher says when to write a piece of media, like, because I write some stuff, and you should never put your politics into anything unless you can counterbalance it with another side.
Exactly.
Or and Chipnall's been really lazy in his writing, because I analysed stuff like that, and he's always done three things: countdowns, which is the most laziest way to fast forward a plot ever, plot lines that don't get wrapped up or lead nowhere, and forced characters, forced agenda characters, like just which don't work.
No,
it doesn't. That's not a proper story to tell. That's just you patronising to long-time fans.
Do you know what kind of baffles me is the fact, if you listen to the rhetoric that comes out of all these people's mouths, you think that there was never any strong women in Doctor Who before Jodie Whittaker, like, and that's what annoys me.
Sarah Jane, Leela, Zoe, Romana, Susan, Barbara,
even working behind the scenes. Like,
did you see that first Christmas special, Twice Once Upon a Time? I hated the way they portrayed. I don't blame the actor. I actually really like the actor. He did a really good job in Space and Time. But they made him sexist, and the first Doctor was never sexist.
Yeah, I know. It was.
I mean, I've done some research. I don't blame Stephen Moffat for that now. I mean, he probably got roped into doing that. I mean, he didn't want to do the Christmas special.
Well, he shouldn't have been doing the Christmas special. I mean,
he shouldn't have
Chris
been.
Chibnall was supposed to start off, and because he refused to do it, they didn't want to lose the Christmas slot.
He's lazy. That's the thing. Chibnall
yeah.
is lazy.
So he got Moffat to do it, and then we got that abomination that was Twice Upon a Time.
Yeah, although you can't deny Capaldi was just brilliant.
Oh, he was, and the fact that he actually came back after the fact that they were finished just goes to show the love that he had for the show, and him being criticised is another thing that annoys me by these fans.
I know. It's like Peter Davison. I actually got to meet Peter Davison. He's the most loveliest man ever, and he didn't deserve to get bullied off Twitter. I mean, he was really nice. He spoke to me and he shook my hand, and you know, that's the Doctor. I was a bit flustered in a way, because that's, you know, that's my childhood in a way. Well, I like to think it's my child. I'd like to say Classic 2 is my childhood because I grew up with it. I mean, probably not at the time, but
yeah,
you know what I mean.
I know what you're saying.
It feels like my childhood.
Yeah. I mean, I just have to hear the way you're even speaking about the show. I mean, how you got into it, the passion you have. And now the tone of your voice now, when you actually talk about the state that it's in, it's completely night and day. Your passion, you can actually hear it in your voice. Your passion's being sucked out of your voice as you're talking. But that's the way it is with everybody. I mean, look, people criticize this channel and say that I'm only spreading hate and stuff like this.
No,
well, if I am highlighting, I get people on like you who have genuine concerns. I mean, can I ask you a question? What do you think? Do you think Series 12 is going to be an improvement?
Honestly?
Yeah.
No. Not while Chibnall and Jodie are in there.
Right.
They're just going to force their politics and agenda. They don't want to tell a good story. They just want to force their politics on each other. I mean, I don't hate Jodie, and I don't hate Chibnall. I just, in a way, I just want to, if I ever met him, I'd just say, why use Doctor Who in your politics?
Yeah. I mean,
because, you know, this was a 50-year-old franchise, well, plus with you now, and you've just ruined it by forcing your policy. I mean, Chibnall should never have been chosen
I agree.
as a showrunner.
I agree. 100%.
I mean, he didn't even want to do it anyway. I mean, when I found out it was Chris Chibnall coming into the show, I was like, but I've seen Broadchurch, and I personally, my opinion about Broadchurch is I loved David Tennant and Olivia Colman, but apart from that, it was just a bit bland, in my personal opinion.
Yeah, I like Series 1, I'm not going to lie. I think the rest of it is bland.
Oh, no, Series 1 was good.
Brilliant.
But
I think
you're right. Got rid of Olivia Colman and
David Tennant, it wouldn't have had the same impact. I mean, Jodie Whittaker, I don't even know why they bring up Broadchurch anyway, because she's not even the main cast star in it. So when they bring up Broadchurch, I'm like,
don't get me wrong, she's okay in roles like that.
Yeah.
Where it's just she's not the lead.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, that's all she is. She's a supporting, whether people like her or not, and it's horrible to say, but it's the truth. She's a supporting actress.
Another thing what keeps grinding my bones at the moment with I think you mentioned it before with Jodie Whittaker's Doctor and Yasmin Khan in a relationship. I've mentioned this, I'm not homophobic or nothing. It's just I see the Doctor as asexual personally, because I see him like since he lost his family on Gallifrey.
Yeah.
Even with that River song, I was like a bit, but it was done better with her. Yeah. I think.
I'd agree with you. Even though I personally hate her.
Yeah, she's not the best, but I didn't like. I just want to say that was done better than Yasmin. I mean, I personally don't want to see the.
But here's the thing: there's not even any indication. See, here's the thing that I don't understand about these shipping fans. I don't know where they've gotten from shipping these two together because there has been
I
nothing,
don't know. My
nothing
generation-
in the show that has indicated that
I
these
don't-
two are
I
going to
don't know.
hook up. But yeah, they've hooked them up and they're getting married and they're having kids and blah, 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 blah. Where have they made the link? Seriously. Because I'd like to
I
know.
don't know.
What? Because, yeah, it's suspected that Yasmin Khan might be bisexual. Is that the thing?
Who cares? What? Why does that matter?
I know, but
Why do you
you know,
bring
it
it
does
up?
to these fans, the Rainbow Brigade. They
know.
just want their doctor, and she has to be in their image.
I don't know, my generation are weird. My generation are really
I
weird.
feel sorry
I
for
mean,
you. I really
I
do.
know.
I do.
In my college, right, in our canteen, there's a table where vegans sit. There's a table where the gays sit. There's a table where the trans. And I'm thinking, like, why?
You all sit together. You're
Why?
human beings. It doesn't matter.
I know.
Jesus Christ.
And like they make a big deal out of it.
That's
Hello?
yeah.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
it's ridiculous. You're right.
It's like
There is all
sometimes
little
I'm
different
embarrassed
factions
even-
and groups, isn't there?
I mean-
Even in fandoms.
I'm 20, so I'm
yeah.
a bit, but they embarrass me sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, but keep your chin up because there's some good souls like yourself out there that actually are not an embarrassment to your generation. So, you guys
I have
just
to
keep
apologise
doing.
about my generation though, because the stuff these people say is ridiculous. I mean, they should get arrested for some of the things they say.
I know.
It's terrible.
Yeah, I agree.
Absolutely terrible. And I'm sorry about it. I really am, because they shouldn't be sending you stuff like that. And
I know.
nobody, there was this people on Twitter that basically sending me death threats and stuff, because I said Jodie Whittaker is not the best. And this woman saying, I don't know who she was, I'm not going to name her anyway, saying, how dare you sexist pig, Jodie Whittaker is a goddess. And I'm like, oh, I don't know.
I had someone on me, seriously, it was on the Jodie Whittaker video saying, I think Jodie is I'm an actress and a singer myself, this person said, right? And says,
are you?
This person that wrote this reply to me said, turned around and says, yeah, I'm an actress and a singer. And I actually have to say, I think Jodie Whittaker's performance is one of the best performances. She's got the voice of the name. And I was like,
Jodie can't sing.
I was like, you're a singer and you think she's a great singer. Well, then you're not a singer, because
Jodie
it's
can't
obvious that they are heavily relying on auto-tune.
Out of it. It's nice that the children get something out of it.
It's
but
for
Jodie
kids.
just can't sing.
It's for children in it.
Yeah.
So
Jodie just can't sing, though.
No, but we can still take the piss out of our performance, which was bad.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, why is she above criticism? That's what annoys me. Why is she above criticism? Why is she not above criticism?
Exactly. And
it's not fair. They mullered Peter Capaldi.
Of course they did.
And I know it was horrible. Peter Capaldi, he was brilliant as the Doctor. I mean, he got bad scripts, but he made them scripts so. His performance was just.
Yeah.
He was the Doctor.
Yeah, exactly. And to be honest with you, just have to look at this, the bigger picture. If a different actor had got those scripts that Peter Capaldi got, the era wouldn't have been as successful as it was.
No.
The reason why it was a success was because of Peter Capaldi. And that's what I think people need to realise. You do not know how lucky you were as fans to have that guy in the role. And it pisses me off that you disrespect him the most. Not you, obviously them.
Yeah, could I just say one quick thing as well?
Yeah, go ahead.
If that's okay. Yeah, with every other Doctor, have you noticed there's certain mannerisms, their look in their eyes that says, I'm an alien.
Yeah.
I'm hundreds of years old. I could save you and I could be your destroyer. Every Doctor has had that, from William Hartnell to Peter Capaldi. Even John Hurt had a bit of it, I noticed, in his special. But Jodie, nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing. I mean, she just was never born to be the Doctor. Every other actor was born to be the Doctor. But she only got it because they're mates, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly.
And that infuriates me.
No, I agree with you 100%. Listen.
It's I hope I'm not going to
No, you've been brilliant. Listen, mate, this brilliant force call, but we have actually ran out of time tonight.
Oh,
but listen,
sorry.
No. Listen, I am on tomorrow night. So before I actually do let you go, if you want me to put your name down for tomorrow night, now that you have been on, I can put your name down for tomorrow night, and you can come on again now that you've made your force call. So
I don't know if I'll be I don't know, sorry, but yeah.
Text him if you feel that.
Look, if you feel like, I understand, but look, this has been an amazing force call, and listen, thanks very much for calling in. I know it is hard ringing in for the first time. Trust me, when I started these live
I'm
streams,
actually shaking at the moment.
but you've done well. Great call, seriously, absolutely brilliant. I hope you do come back on again, Michael. But thanks for coming on, and thanks for sharing your thoughts.
It would be a regular thing.
Look, as I said, the more you do it, the more comfortable you will get doing it. You know what I mean? You're after doing it once now. If you don't do it again, it'll become harder.
Yeah, well,
do you know what I mean?
I just had to show you some support because you were getting.
I know, mate, and I appreciate it.
Badly.
I know, and I appreciate it that you did. And thanks for coming on tonight. I really do mean that. You've made some great points. Listen, do come on again at your own time, right? You just let me know. Text me whenever you want to come on, and I'll bring you on, okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem. Listen, you look after yourself, mate, and good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Good night, Teddy.
Yeah, there you go, Teddy.
He's so cute.
I know. Thank you.
Okay, I'll go now. Bye.
See you. Bye-bye. And that's the last caller of the evening. Michael, listen, I know you were a bit nervous there, and you probably don't want to come on again, but listen, mate, you can check in the live comments there now. People are saying a great call. And it was. You made some great, but look at it was your passion at the start of that. Seriously, guys, when this stream goes up again, obviously I'll be putting up the interview, but while you're waiting on that interview, go back to his call again and listen to the passion, right, in his voice when he's talking about Doctor Who, talking about the first time that he watched Doctor Who. While he was talking, watch my face while he's talking. Got a big smile on my face because that's how I felt the first time I watched Doctor Who, and that's how everybody else felt that watched this great show felt when they watched Doctor Who for the first time, right? It transported us into a whole new world, right? And like him, Doctor Who was my escape from all the bad things that were going on, right? This is why I will defend this show. This is why I'll bring guys on like yous all the time, because I owe this show a lot, right? And for some people out there, it's just a TV show. But for people like me, it's more than a TV show. And you know what? The way it has been treated over these last couple of years has been nothing short of an absolute disgrace. It really has. And I just, listening to people like Michael, listening to people like Daniel, listening to other people on YouTube, listening to them on Facebook and Twitter, and looking at sorry, Ted, and come here, and looking at the passion. Ted wants to join me for this last part, obviously. Right, so we'll bring Teddy in. But looking at everybody, listening to everybody's passion, listening to how they got into Doctor Who in the first place, to, you know, looking at them talking with smiles on their faces, that's all being lost now. And that's the bigger picture. Fans have lost something that they truly, truly love. And remember, for some fans out there, the Doctor was more than a fictional character, right? The Doctor was someone for them. Maybe they didn't have two parents around, and the Doctor was a father figure for some people. You know, I mean, even for girls, he was a father figure. All this nonsense that girls haven't had represented. Girls loved Doctor Who. They loved bloody David Tennant. They loved Matt Smith. I mean, we had women watching back in the day as well. You see, this seems to be a thing with this generation. They think that women, you know, were never involved in Doctor Who. It's fandom, it's show. It's just an exclusive men's club. It never has been an exclusive men's club, right? Doctor Who's been open to everybody. But what Chris Chibnall has decided to do is, well, no, that's not the case anymore. I'm going to have it exclusive to a certain demographic of this fandom. You know? And it's wrong. Doctor Who, as Terence Dix said in an interview, and I put the video up, he said it. Doctor Who, if it gets political, you're going down a dangerous route anyway. But you've got to be balanced. Moffat said the same thing, even though he contradicted himself. But he said the same thing as well. The Doctor must appeal to everybody. People on the left, people on the right, people in the middle, whatever side of the argument you're on. But this Doctor doesn't do this. And especially Jodie Whittaker's Doctor. It's blatantly obvious who the demographic of this show it's aimed at. And it's not aimed at fans like me or you. Right? Now, I know there's men out there that enjoy this version of Doctor Who. But I'm sorry, I can't get my head around the fact that the Doctor is male. Now, I know there is blokes out there that don't mind it. But I'm sorry, for me, the Doctor is male. It's got a whole history. You know, if you want to ignore it, then you better have a bloody good reason why you're ignoring history. You know? Yeah, Paul, thanks for that message. I know. One step ahead of you already, buddy. One step ahead of you already. I'll show you in a minute. But I mean, it has to stop. And then again, I'll just have to show you that message, right? And I mean, this is I just can't fathom why everything has just gone to shit. But this is why this channel is here. It'll give people like you a voice. I'm not going to be silenced. Yous aren't going to be silenced. Balls Trek is not going to be silenced. And all those YouTubers out there that are facing harassment right now are not going to be silenced. This has to end soon. And it does end soon. And hopefully the fandom can get back. But I think it's dead. I know there's loads of yous out there that disagree with me. And that's fair enough. That's, you know, we're all different people. We all have different opinions. But I think it has gone too far. And when you see good men, as I said, like Ballstrick, and I'm not even putting myself in this category, even though I have been target. That's for other people to think whether I'm a good man or not. I can be an asshole sometimes, I know that, right? But the level of abuse which I've received, the level of abuse that Ballstrick has received and other YouTubers has received is totally out of order. And it has to stop. But there's going to be a fight back, as I said. And not only that, there's a couple of YouTubers like myself that are going to get together. And as I said, we're going to dissect Series 12, right? Episode by episode, line by line, scene by scene, right? Everything is going to be analysed. Every single actor that plays a part is going to be analysed. Everything is going to be done. It's going to be the most comprehensive reviews done by all. And there's others as well. Names that have been mentioned. We're all going to be getting together now next week to discuss their plans, right? Because we have serious plans for next year. As I said, we'll all be showing up on each other's channels as well, and we'll be all doing different reviews on each other's channels. It will be Series 12, the autopsy. Well done, Bad Wolf 66. That's what I like to hear. That's what we should actually call it. I like that name. Series 12, the autopsy. Yes, why not? Why not? But again, as I said, huge. And Ballstrick again's at the text me there. I have so much time for that guy. He's done so much. And Cheryl's got, because you keep saying it.
No. I was like, why is Teddy sad?
Oh.
He wants his freaking ball.
Yeah, Ted is always sad when he doesn't get his ball. But listen, Michael, first time caller, and I'm going to say it again. I always do when we get a new caller on. I know how hard it is. Great points, as I said, and you're more than welcome to come on anytime, my friend. Thanks for coming on. It's nice to hear the passion, but it's also sad when I see you've went from that high to where we are right now. And that's all of us, isn't it? But remember, as I said, for some people, this is just a TV show. To others, the Doctor is more than a role model. It just has so many different levels of how people feel about this show, you know. But today's fandom, and I mean fandoms around the world, I'm talking about all, will never truly understand what it is to be a fan because they don't fully embrace it. They never have. They move on and move on like locusts. They move on to the next one. Whereas we stay, you know. I mean, Lost, how long is Lost off the air? Lost is off the air donkey's years now, and it still has a fandom. That's a fandom. You know, if they were to bring Lost back again, wait till you see all the new fans that pop up, then they wouldn't know anything about the old show and start criticising it because the other people, obviously, they woke it. It wouldn't be the way it was back in the day. And they probably woke it. And then, obviously, fans of Lost, true fans of Lost, will come out and have a problem with it. And then these newer fans then come out, but they have the loudest voice at the moment, would then criticise us for criticising the new version. I have heard rumblings of Lost. I hope it doesn't happen. I honestly have to admit, I thought the last series was a bit of a cop-out. I didn't like the last series, to be honest with you. I think during series 2 as well, they went a bit crazy. You know, first pregnant babies and women on the island, and then it turned out, I mean, it just didn't make any sense for what was to come later. But the best moment of that show, and I remember, and I don't know if people will remember me, there was actually 2 moments. There was the one where Jack sees, was it the future? Was it the future? He sees the future, or he says to Kate, "We've got to go back." And that was just epic. I think that was the first time we got a flash forward instead of a flashback. That was that. Oh man, yeah, it was all a dream. That's what annoys me, Paul, because it just didn't make sense for the last series. I'm telling you, in series 2, watch series 2 again.
Spoilers.
They go crazy with series 2, right? Last series season 1 is brilliant. I mean, even the blacksmith. Oh man, get away! There was just so many high points to that show, but it was just one of those shows where it just flat ending. I don't know, that ending is still debated to this day, and people will say no, it was great ending, and then there's people like me. No, it was a cop out. It was the cop out ending. It was the cop. See, they went too complicated with series 2, and then they just lost the run of themselves. But that flash forward was just epic. I remember at the time, everybody, that was their Game of Thrones. That was our Game of Thrones, right? That was our Game of Thrones. Was I don't know, Prison Break was out at the same time, but I was a Lost fan. Leave it alone, though. I know it's not perfect. It's not. The ending, as I said, was a cop out. But leave it alone. There's no point bringing it back. I actually loved season 1. And Ted is, what are you crying for, buddy? Come here. Come here. Say good night to everybody. Come here. Come here to me. Come here. Come on. No? Well, then you must be quiet. You know? You have to. No. Now, are you...
Come here, son.
Oh, my God.
Come here,
Do you hear him crying like a baby?
Come here.
Right, how long have we got? We've got about 2 minutes to go. Listen, folks, I really appreciate you all joining me. And again, especially these last couple of weeks, as I said, the support from all you guys. And we are facing, and I know this sounds ridiculous, I never thought I'd actually say this, but we are facing a war right now. There's YouTubers out there that are determined to take down certain YouTubers. And, you know, it's not, if you think people like me are going to stand back and allow that happen, especially to a good friend of mine, it's not happening. It's not happening. We're all going to stand together. This cannot be tolerated anymore. I said this already in the video. This fandom needs to change. And here he is, right? Right. now.
It's okay. Mommy loves you.
Mommy,
You have your bone out. It's too late.
right, now, do you want to say, we have a few more words to say to people, right? So we'll do the usual. Come on, now. Oh, what does the fox say? Oh, he loved me in the face. Did you see that? Na 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 na. What does the fox say? Isn't that right, Ted? Right, come on. Right, folks. Thank you for joining me. Now, don't forget, people, actually, before you all go, before you all rush off and decide to feck off, remember, I have an interview that will be going up straight after this live stream that I done. That's why the live chat was up late tonight, because I was actually in the middle of doing an interview, and now I can tell you who the guest is for that interview. I didn't want to say that during the live stream, but we have Eddie of Scarrow back again. Yes, we've got Eddie of Scarrow back again. We're going to be discussing, obviously, the latest. Also, we're going to talk about that blog, that nice little piece that he wrote, why the Chris Chibnall era has failed. Hopefully, I'll get the missus to do it before she goes to bed, because I'm absolutely ridiculous. Try put the link to his article under the interview. Obviously, we talk more about Series 12. We don't go into too much details. It's mostly some stuff that you mostly know. There's a little bit of more rumor in there, not anything that's 100% confirmed, but things that he's heard that that don't sound too good, to be honest with you. But again, it was another great interview, wasn't it? I mean, look, people like Sharon say to me, you never give Neil a chance to talk, right? I've noticed something that happens to me when Eddie is on, right? Because when Eddie is on, right, he's like me, right? He just, once he starts talking, that's it. There's no stopping him. So there's actually less of me and more of Eddie, because I actually just ask the questions and I let him just go on his own little merry way. So that interview will go up obviously after this live stream. It should go up within the next half an hour, 40 minutes. So look out for that, and do me a favor, please give it a like, share it on all the usual places and all that. Get it out there, and hopefully I'll be getting to do more interviews now over the next week. I'll text a few people there, see if they're available, get them on, do interviews that I've promised to do, throw them out as well. So don't forget to watch that. Right, I'm going to go. Talk to you all tomorrow night. Until then, stay safe and all that business and all that jazz. And see you later. Yeah, and nobody ever does get a word in. Yeah, that's true. Thunderbirds are go. Good night, everybody. Bye.